Hello everybody. I thought that I would show you how to edit black and white imagery in Photoshop. I really like their black and white editing feature, so I thought I would show you a little bit about it. I think that with photojournalism, a lot of photos um, are made to be black and white. I think that's due to, photojournalists shooting with film photography back in the day. And making prints as quick as possible. It's a little bit quicker to make a black and white film photograph due to film processing. I think that a lot of photojournalists make black and white photos now due to like that feel, but also after reading about ethics of photojournalism, you might realize that you want to keep the photo as unedited as possible, but you also want to be able to like have some control over maybe some potentially um, distracting elements. And I think that that is another reason why photojournalists sometimes use black and white now. So I have Photoshop open. I'm going to go ahead and open my image into Photoshop here. This was taken at an event. Um, so over here we have our layers panel. This is just like a straight out of the camera photograph. But down here on my layers panel, um, and if you don't have your layers panel and you're kind of new to Photoshop, you want to go up past where my screen is kind of showing, where there's a window, and then you just want to make sure that layers is clicked on. And now we can make a black and white adjustment layer. And it's a really cool way of editing because we can, control some of these potentially distracting colors in the photo because we want our focus to be on this part here, even though we like some of these elements that kind of show more about the event in the background. But right here we have this like crazy color blue, and we kind of just want to focus on him and his element in this video. So I'm gonna turn this black and white layer on. Already I feel like it has, drawn our eye right into where we want to be. Um, but I think I'm going to play around with that blue to make it just a little bit more darker. We don't want it to get kind of funky in here. It is not in focus. I remember that this, I think, is like, yeah, a little bit yellow, so I might make it a little bit brighter. And this kind of brightens up his face, adds a little bit more focus to his arm going into the brightness of the glass. And then I'm just going to like play around with some of these colors. If anything I think stands out, you can just like start to play around with some of these things. But I am kind of liking where this is going. And now it's a little bit less distracting of a photo. Of course, you can do some other, um, adjustment layers. I play around with levels and curves quite a bit. You can um, brighten up the photo a little bit, moving the midtones of the photo. You can do curves if you want to add some contrast. This photo has a lot of contrast already, but if we want it to be just a little bit more punchy, we can add an S curve in our curves panel. There are lots of things to play around with, but we want to make sure that we are keeping the absolute um, sense of the photo and the event as close to real life as possible. Remember, we are recording how the event was. We do have this sense of control over how we are portraying the event, so we want to approach it with no bias. in our photos, of course. Another tool I want to mention is the crop tool. We can crop this down just a little bit, maybe get out some of these people if we find them distracting. I kind of think that the people add a little bit to the overall event. We can crop this down, maybe get out some of those distracting lights if we wanted to. And if this was crooked, I know that some of you all have had some crooked photos recently. We can come up here to the corner and you see where my mouse toggles to that two arrowed little guy. You can click down and tilt your photo. It brings up a grid so you're able to straighten it if I needed to do that. Once we think that everything is okay within our photo and we've gotten it to the crop that we like, we can go ahead and hit that check mark, and then of course you save it how you normally do. Well, I hope you all have fun photographing your events, and please let me know if I can help you in any way. Have a great day.